Good morning. So it's become reality. I've got receipts that the European 5 and the American brand companies and Australia are banning me communicating. I just want to tell you it's been a very tough situation because I got imprisoned years ago by the police. By a pod group from Australia, I believe, a pod group of police that followed me all these camping grounds and were basically banning me. I also had a friend who I don't want to mention their name told me that it's a bunch of young cops, and he said that basically the cop had stood on my foot so I couldn't be free and was selling Mad Dog pizza, which is definitely me because I've been persecuted as a dog for years. I'm asking for help with these men who are banning my freedom of expression and my freedom to travel or use my own family tree, my own networks. I'm so subjugated, and I'm asking you, what is the point of life? The point of my life, I found the purpose of my life. I'll tell you a story about me. So I don't know if it's on this phone, but I did talk about this video about the Monkey King, how he's this egotistical, precocious kind of identity that's very interested in ideas, and so I take that as like somebody that's so obsessed about education or knowledge about things or human nature that this could apply to somebody in a real situation where they became so obsessed with finding out the truth of a situation about love maybe that they haven't taken their humanity with them. So this Monkey King just is obsessed with all this knowledge, and he gains all this knowledge, and I can't really remember the whole story, but the gist of the whole thing is that he's full of his own ego and he's full of his mind, and he wants to know absolutely everything. And instead of actually, I think he ends up losing a lot and getting a lot of these lessons in the end because he was just wanting everything so fast. And the lesson was kind of like, you need to have a balance of all parts of your identity, of your heart, your mind, and your soul. It's not just, I want to learn absolutely everything and be like the most at that. It's a balance. So I went through this stage in my life because I was all about graphic design, and I was just like breezing through life, and I was like trying to find every which way to like get ahead in life and be better and everything that I wanted to do. And I just kind of like, in the end, at the end of it, I was an empty kind of person, and I felt very unfulfilled. Although I love art and I had always friends, there was an emptiness inside, and I went to go talk to healers about it. I just said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't feel like, I just was pushing myself like a machine all these years to get all these like amazing feats done, and it's not like I'm not fulfilled at the end of it. So I ended up going on this journey of my heart, and going on this journey of finding what men are like, and going on this journey of what happiness is like. And through that I actually gained a lot through my travels, and then I got back to New Zealand and started working on my goals of education and finding a new life. And this is what happens to me. I go through like these cycles of life, and they burn down to the ground, and a new consciousness arises for me. And I might have a dark night of the soul where everything I believed gets challenged, like the universe challenges what I think, and I have to grow considerably. And I'm somebody that doesn't like change. I love traveling, but I'm a safety traveler. I like to know there's security at the end of the day. I'm not somebody that wants to just throw everything in the wind and leave everything and just walk around with nothing. It scares me. But I'm about to do that because of the abuse of the situation of the cops, who really just I feel like I've been illegally imprisoned for years, and I want to know why. Not only did they institutionalize me when I didn't need it, I was not mentally ill when they institutionalized me. Then they've held me hostage in this police system for years. But it's like, they've got all this money to police me, but the police just seem to be barricading my rights to social rights, to my own heart, to support systems. So at what point are they actually damaging somebody's life? Do you know what I mean? Like, who is paying them to do this apartheid? Because I just think they're a bunch of machinery. They just do what they're told. They just do what the sergeant tells them. So obviously somebody's given some sort of notice to not let me have access to social work, because something's wrong if the city mission in Auckland won't help me, and there must be some sort of blacklist, because in Christchurch I was treated so horrifically in the city mission in Christchurch, and I had to go and get help from somebody as it was emotionally abusive, and these cops were coming in saying love these girls, like really narcissistically abusing me, these police, that these girls are prettier and you've got to love them, and I was being abused as the narcissist. So that's where they're torturing me, is that I'm not a narcissist, I'm a really needy person. And that band or charity, my mind needs a way to look forward. Like, I need things to look forward to, and this has been banned. I've had no meaningful activities, I've had social exclusion. I want to go overseas. They've told me I've run out of time, and I'm asking for help in this situation, because the time's only run out, because they are illegally starving me of what I need to thrive in this society. And I'm not, you know, I do like to look after my appearance, I do, and I'm really devastated that I'm having to go through this punishment of my face being abused. And it's also torture for me, because I'm somebody that's structured and likes stability and structures. I'm a very strange character. I like those structures, like for my home and all this stuff, but then when it comes to friends, I'm like kind of like a bit of a free spirit hippie type of person, where I'm not really putting any demands on my friends or any structures at all. I've just been a free love kind of hippie, peace, love, 1970s kind of person. I'm quite a contradictive personality, so I don't make sense to myself. I don't know, I just feel like maybe I'm sharing love and it's not a form of building or creating a system to create security. For me, it's quite important to have some sort of security for me to thrive and feel a sense of safety and well-being, and a place to do this healing work that I've gone on. And they're kind of pushing me out of doing that, and it's like whatever I'm doing in my life, they push me out of it. So they've ruined all of my health. Years and years of work into my health and my evolving life have been ruined. So I'm telling you these things because I think maybe today no one wants to hear from me, but maybe one day somebody will. I just want you to know I have evolved. So during that time that I found happiness, these were really good lessons for me in my life, because the traveling made me release old belief systems. It made me release friends that were stuck in their ways and belief systems, which were unconsciously holding me back and unconsciously making me less able to go after what I needed. The thing is everything in life is a case of, if you want to be good at something, I would recommend repetition or writing down lists to get things done, and it builds a muscle. So the muscle, once you have strength, this becomes a confidence, and then it becomes, you forget that you've even done any of this work. You just believe that you're confident one day, but it's not. It's a muscle that you build. It's repeating something, like, say, walking again and again and again and again till you're like really confident. But what I'm not confident about is the crime that's happening to me. It's like they're doing grievous bodily harm if I do progress in life. So they're making me have a sense of helplessness, and they're victimizing me, and I don't know how to thrive in this kind of problem. And because of all the crime and punishment that I've had, my brain is like a file, so it's filed all these reports of all these injustices, and I can't let it go. It's very tough for me to be a free spirit now, and it's like they're locking up my brain with all this torture. But so this is the problem I'm having. It's not easy to just move forward because they are trafficking me, so they're making wedges and barriers to any social supports and keeping me a modern slave, and stopping me. Some of the punishments have been cruel and unusual, but are actually really physically violent, and I don't feel like I deserve it. I feel like this is fascism because there's insults from friends, it's cruelty, it's shunning and degrading, and it's completely disdain for our humanity. So anyway, I'll go back to kind of like the lessons of evolving in my life. So I did evolve. I was just basically about my courses and being a very inquisitive young woman, precocious and conscientious about my work, like very, very focused on creating things, and I was being rewarded for it. Like, my family were really interested in what I had to say. I had a lot of people that really loved seeing what I'd produced, and that's the start of my life changing, and I was getting a lot of positive reinforcement, and people were really like happy that I was doing good things in my life. And that taught me that it's really important to either have a hobby or something you're good at to give you this confidence, or to really establish people that really want to help you with whatever you're talented at or whatever you're good at, to give you support, to give you feedback, and this gives you esteem. And this is what I don't have. So this is what I've learned. Like, the positive reinforcement made me have a good path, and I feel like I kept a very pure heart in my life because I had a lot of protection with family and friends I've actually got quite a lot of, before all this regime, my friends were quite protective. Like, some of it doesn't make sense. So I've got a girlfriend. She always used to kind of look down on every man that I would bring into it, but for me, if I listen with my heart, I understand she's protective over me. She's just worried that I'm going to end up with somebody stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it is annoying because it's like you just want to be happy. You just want somebody to be happy for you in these cases. But for her, she has to dissect the situation to make sure you're not making a stupid decision. And that's, it's just part of our relationship life. So I evolved, and I went overseas and went to Australia, and I found happiness and exercised my muscle of being independent and being like governing my own life and finding interesting things in life. I think I really loved it going to this Melbourne festival when I went. I lived with Serena and Kelly, and we went to this Melbourne festival. I think it was a chocolate festival, and they had this brie, and it was covered with chocolate, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like, honestly, like, I've never tasted anything like it, and I was like, who has cheese and who has chocolate? It was really good, like, so good. And so these things enriched my life, and I started to really enjoy my life and really feel happy and fulfilled and traveling and being part of finding out different cultures, because we were meeting a lot of Greek people, And their food, I love Greek food. It's one of my most favourite foods. It's a lot like paleo. It's just meat and fresh food. And it was such a, I don't know, at that time I really enjoyed Australia because it's kind of, there's sort of like a spiritual thing about the land over there because of the Aboriginal links, and the land is so, I think it's filled with iron, and that's why it's so red. And I just remember one of the most coolest things was when I went with my partner and his family. They took us to these watering holes, and there were these monitor lizards, and so me and James were swimming in this water hole, and there were all these tropical fish swimming with us. And it was amazing, because for me, I was looking at it like, how did these, because it's like a little, have you seen those cenotes in Mexico? It's like a little lagoon, and it's just a hole of water. And so for me, I was fascinated, how did these beautiful fish get into this water? Because there didn't seem to be any stream coming into and there were water monitors swimming with us. It was quite a spiritual experience. And I've had these traveling a lot, like another time waking up to 8 white horses outside our house. And I think that's what I started to learn, is that life isn't always about structure and being like completely like in control of everything, and everything being certain. So there's part of going out traveling and finding different places and foreigners and different people to meet. Oh, hang on, I can't even see.